That should be the founder of this startup on a lie detector. I'm Lance, I consult in this space, and today I'm going to show you a mental health app startup that lies to you, tells you they're lying, and adopts a bait and switch tactic as marketing strategy. I'm talking about Sibly, a text chat mental health support model with a live person that you text chat with and not a bot. That's their differentiator, a live person. It's a B2B model, a benefit employers offer to their employees. There you see a press release where in the headline they say they provide mental health support. Just below in the subtitle, you'll see that same refrain, but this time advertised as a mental health platform. As we all know, we're headline readers, and this startup wants you to view them as in the business of providing mental health support through their mental health platform. Those are their words. What exactly comes to mind when you see mental health support? If you ask Google, and there you see within the blue arrows, treatment and prevention of disorders such as depression, anxiety, and stress. Thus, it's fair to say that's what most people perceive mental health support to be: treatment and prevention of disorders. And since there's no regulation on much of the language in this business space, what's becoming more common is seeing businesses intentionally leverage perception and then deliver something less than the perception. It's essentially a form of bait and switch. And what you see in that headline and subtitle is bait, specifically mental health support, which in public perception is the treatment and prevention of disorders. Well, Sibly has an FAQ section, and as you can see, what can you text them about? One of the offerings is anxiety. Great. And there you see, will Sibly tell me what I should do? And there you see, it says they will give advice as appropriate. Here you can see they refer to their people you chat with as their coaches. And they say right there, they all have college or graduate level degrees, undergo screening, and are immersed into a rigorous qualifying process that includes 240 hours of training on the latest empirically validated tools and techniques. Plus, they're subject to round-the-clock clinician oversight. So let's review. You get mental health support for disorders such as anxiety by college-educated people with rigorous training and round-the-clock clinician oversight. It all sounds great, safe, fantastic, and that's the bait. The switch is in the actual disclosures, the agreements you have to enter to use their service, where in between those red arrows there, in using their service, you agree and acknowledge they do not guarantee the verification of college degrees of the people they just told you have college degrees. And they don't guarantee the verification of any kind of credentials whatsoever. That's what it says. It also says that you understand they are not representing these people you're chatting with as even being competent. That's literally what it says right there. And later they say you agree that they are not responsible for any of their representations of their company or service to be accurate. Again, that's what it says, literally right there. I'll have links to all these disclosures in the description. But to be clear, everything that's marketed to you on the front end, all you're assured of, all the bait, is switched for you having to acknowledge and agree that nothing marketed to you and presented to you should be considered to be accurate. That's what you're asked to agree to. Okay, what's going on here? First of all, Sibly is an emotional wellness platform. It is not a mental support platform, and they know this. But they're leveraging the perception and branding of mental health because that's what people want, and it can be monetized to a greater extent. And so, for example, a lot of people are familiar with 7 Cups. If you go to Google and ask if 7 Cups is a mental health platform like you see right there, Seven Cups themselves will correct you and say they are an emotional wellness service. What's the difference? The difference is emotional wellness is about understanding and facing. Mental health support is about treatment and prevention. And you see that right there. Monetizing mental health is significantly more valuable than monetizing emotional wellness. Sibly does come clean on this marketing charade in the disclosures because they have to legally. There you see, they themselves say they do not provide mental health services. They verbatim say Sibly is not a mental health services provider or forum, but they don't allow this admission, truth, or fact get in the way of their marketing of the perception that they are something they are not. What you're seeing is intentional deception of a self proclaimed mental health support platform that, in the fine details, concedes they are no such thing and gets you to agree you're aware their representations should not be considered to be accurate. It's all in the agreement. Okay, let me show you their SEO profile over the last year. That's Sibly on your screen there. A year ago, they had about 186 people finding them on Google every month. Now it's about 230. Over a year, they've experienced about 27% growth in their SEO traffic. That's actually underperformance in their business space, in this market, in these times. And here's the situation in their vertical space: people prefer chatting with artificial intelligence chatbots, not real people. This is very well documented. These artificial intelligent chatbots work best when the user can identify the problem they're facing. For example, a person might text, "I'm feeling anxious, I can't fall asleep." In turn, the chatbot might respond by asking more details, affirming the person's feelings, and then offering some mindfulness based tips to fall asleep. But if a person doesn't have a clear idea of their problem or has several concurrent problems, the chatbot becomes limited in its ability to be helpful or effective, and Sibley needs to focus its value proposition on the ability for humans to discern and sift through several concurrent problems. For example, anxiety is probably the number one issue, and number two would probably be achieving a work life balance in the workplace. Now, we're talking about issues in workforces. All Sibley should talk about is how problems are not usually linear, but multifaceted and all over the map. And it takes a real skilled human to unravel and untangle and uncover the root of the problem. They don't do this. They should stop marketing what they concede in disclosures they are not, which is a mental health support platform. What they do is help people unravel and untangle the roots of their emotions. They essentially illuminate where there is darkness within. They help people see. What they do is categorically heighten emotional intelligence. And if you're going to tout the credentials of your service providers, you have to guarantee that you have verified what you're touting before those therapists came on board. You then can inform people how they can check to see if what was verified at one time is still current and valid. It's not a heavy lift. Lots of companies do it. There's something not right with this company, and I'm referring to the executives, the founders. They don't get great reviews on Glassdoor or Indeed. Some of the actual founders and their backgrounds in health grades and some of these other areas where physicians are graded are not particularly attractive. And these policies, this bait and switch nonsense they pull about, you know, representing one thing on the front end and then taking it all the way into disclosures, that's nonsense. And when you see the underperformance of their awareness online, it all kind of comes together, and you just have to look at these people, this executive team, and what's holding them back in a business space that's done nothing but explode. I can't put my finger on it, but something is obviously not right on an executive level with this startup. And if they stay competing against the artificial intelligent chatbots, they will go out of business. If you enjoyed this video, like, share it with a friend. If this is the kind of thing that interests you, definitely subscribe. I'm Lance. This is Therapy Grind. Until next time, take care.